we go. Okay, now we're recording. So I wanted to say welcome to everyone who's popping on this live, whether you are a brand or watching the recording, whether you're a brand new coach or maybe you've been coaching for a few months now, or even a year or a couple years. This call is going to be for all of you, whether you have just started. This will have a lot of hopefully inspiration for you to build off of. And if you've been in this for a while, hopefully you will really hone in on some things that you can take and really take action on right away. I know that these calls, especially as a new coach, can even not. I'm so overwhelmed when I pop on live calls like this, but you're gonna probably feel overwhelmed because there'll be a lot of stuff thrown at you. But just keep in mind that you're gonna pick one thing to focus on and try to apply leaving this call. And that one thing will make a difference. It's when you try to focus on all the things that nothing really happens because you can't focus your energy in that many places at once. So the topic I'm going to chat about tonight is Diamond. So I know that we all know or have a bit of an understanding maybe of what Diamond rank is, but basically don't let that scare you or don't overcomplicate it. Diamond is just something that Beachbody uses to recognize you becoming a leader. So kind of think of it that way. And it's something that for me, it probably took a while. I know coaches who have hit Diamond in years or coaches who've hit Diamond in months or weeks. It varies significantly. And that is the focus of this call. There is not one way to hit Diamond. Moving the needle forward in your business is something that you can do on your own terms, and there isn't one way to go about it. So never, ever, ever look at someone else's road to Diamond and compare yourself, especially if you've been in this for a couple of years and you're like, I haven't hit Diamond yet. That is okay. That is your road. You will get there. It's all about consistency and taking action, which we will see. So I guess first of all, who am I? So I am a full-time teacher. I teach grade 5, 6, and I've been a coach for, I'm gonna go with 4-ish years now. And I'm a 3-star premier coach as of this last year. And I'm also an infertility warrior and mama to be. I'm at 37 weeks right now. So that is all part of my story and something I learned to embrace and to share. So obviously when I first started coaching, I was terrified of social media. I didn't have Instagram. I built on Facebook, started my Instagram, and just was scared every time I put something out there. Every time I made a post, I would throw my phone and hide it. It was very against my nature to share about anything unless it was my pumpkin spice latte on September 1st or whatever. And that was you wouldn't see me till Christmas and then maybe not see me till my birthday. And that was it. But I learned through this business that your story and who you are, that is your superpower. So for me, my story became, I'm a teacher, infertility warrior, mama to be. And those were kind of where I focused because I had to lean into who I was, right? Not who Jen was or Morgan or Brett. I had to just become me. And that being said, I started off the business even before that as a new teacher who was just sweating for the wedding. And I even had a tank top made that said sweating for the wedding. And that is kind of how I ran the business because that's how I related to it the most. So whatever season you're in right now, lean into that because you're going to connect with people who are also right there with you. So moving forward, got married, then I kind of was a wifey dog mom and trying to conceive. So that's where our infertility journey began. And again, didn't share about that right away, but once I did, holy moly, you guys, lean into your vulnerabilities. It will change not only your life outside of coaching, but your business as well. And from there, I decided to be an actual coach and be a business builder, actually try to make this into something. And I did that because I wanted the financial freedom to stay home with my kids. I'm thinking part-time teaching. I don't want to give it up totally, but that's for sure in my head. And now pregnant, due anytime, and that's kind of where my business is. Elise's prenatal workouts all the way. So we're gonna look at, I'm gonna move my little thingy off to the side here. I might even shrink that. There we go. Okay, we're gonna look at my coaches, because this journey to 3-star and people saying, how do I become a diamond coach? Or how did you hit diamond? How did you hit 1-star, 2-star, 3-star? It all stems from the actions of my team. I can't hit 3-star or 2-star or 1-star without these girls. And I think their journey to diamond is what's gonna help you guys, because they're so different. My entire team, I know that your vibe attracts your tribe, but my team is so different. And I don't know what that says about me if I have like multiple stuff going on, but they're so different and I love it. Your path to diamond, as I said before, is going to be as unique as your story is, so you can't compare it to someone else. So here's my diamonds right now. I've got Tiff up here. She's an addictions worker and mental health advocate. Her social media is all about mental health and her journey and her strength and how she really coaches others through that. I've got Shelly right here, mama of 4, and she's leading the way in her northern community. And it's a beautiful thing to see. I've got Shanique, who rocked this business as a student, and now she's a social worker. And then myself, I have teacher down here too. So those are the girls you're gonna meet as I kind of walk you through how they hit diamond, as well as myself. So what all of these ladies have in common, I told you they're very different, they are, but action. All 3 of these ladies took action in different ways. They leaned into their strengths. If you look at how Tiff for Shelly versus Shanique all took action, especially as new coaches, very, very different. But they shared their story. So that's one thing they have in common here. So Shelly, for example, her strength has been sharing her journey with the fitness programs, with Shakeology, with the nutrition programs. Every single time she finishes a program, she posts a before and after of some kind. So the one I put over here is just a headshot one. But again, she does it every single program, and she's been rocking programs since she signed up in, I don't know. She's been coaching for under a year. I'm not sure quite, I can't remember the date in my brain right now. But so she's posting her journey like that. And then we've got Tiff, who also posts her journey, but a lot of it has come from personal development. And a lot of it has come from her mindset growth, from never lifting a weight, like having a negative relationship with exercise and with nutrition, like all that stuff, and her diving into her own self-care and deep down and why, and like learning about food and trying to apply these things. So again, they shared their journey, but one was more mental health, one was more physical health, but at the same time, they both dabble into everything Beachbody because we have so much to offer, right? Like Tiff's got the meditations covered, the yoga's covered. Shanique over here has literally been rocking 9-week Control Freak, right? So very different, but they're sharing the results. Another thing that we have in common, again, all 4 of us, is just being vulnerable and authentic. So I have examples from myself on the one side here when I first decided to start sharing about my infertility journey. And I have Shanique on the other side sharing about her life trials, and that's something as simple as moving during a pandemic and having a breakup happen. Tiff, again, with her mental health struggles. Shanique, I got that mixed up. Shelly with her struggles with nutrition and exercise. Like we all have a story, and there's always something that you can be vulnerable with, especially when you just reflect on who you were when you started coaching. Maybe who you are right now is different. Well, it probably is different than who you want to be in the future. Talk about that like dissonance and be like, here's where I am, here's where I'm going, but share the vulnerabilities, because that's what people relate to. People don't look at your social media and relate to the perfect picture of you finishing the perfect workout and being super happy. Like, yes, they love it. They love that you're happy working out. But as soon as you hit them in the feels and like relate to them on a deeper level, that is where the trust happens. And that is where like the intrigue, and people want to keep learning more about you and following your journey that way. So you have to start being vulnerable and authentic in your stories if you're not already. Okay, so diamond is a mindset, which you probably hear a lot. But you are the foundation of your business. So you have to figure out what makes you you, what makes your journey, because that is how you are going to connect with your people. So for example, Tiff, when she started coaching, Tiff has, it's called her Self-Love Club, and she dives into everything mental health. Anyone who's going to join her team, join her challenge groups, as she calls it, just join her Self-Love Club, they know that they're diving into serious stuff. So right from the beginning, even as a brand new coach, she was in her like My Challenge Tracker app. She was going live on like gratitude, and then she was going live on affirmations and going live on meditations. And Tiff learned this all with her people. She was not an expert going into it. She started reading personal development books, took away little tidbits and shared them with her tribe, which she then shared on social media to attract other people to her tribe who wanted to learn that stuff. So she kind of picked where she wanted to learn and grow, and then the people came who wanted to learn and grow with her. Same with, I'm gonna talk to Shelly actually. Shelly has a Facebook page because a lot of her people in her northern community, like Instagram's not like the thing, but Facebook is. She has her Facebook community, and it's all about sticking with your nutrition, following your workout plan. And every day it's super interactive because they've created this community where you share your recipes for the day. Like anyone, all the challengers are in there, all the coaches are in there, they're all in there, and they'll be like, hey guys, here's the pancake recipe I made for breakfast today. Or Shelly will be like, hey, I tried strawberry Shakeology for the first time today. Here's a recipe I did. It was okay. What do you guys recommend? Like, and it's just honest and authentic, and they share those things, and they share their transformations and their wins. Shanique, and I'll pop down to Shanique. Shanique has a Snapchat pod. So she asked all of her challengers for like their Snapchat info, and they have a Snapchat group, and that's how they stay accountable. So in hers, they just snap, like, do my workout. Hey, anyone up for a live, like want to work out together at 4, that kind of thing. So their community's been built on Snapchat. So already we see like these 3 different hubs, and it's all about what works best for you and like your people. But you have to create that community. So you can't just look for new people all the time. You have to lean into the people you have, because the people you have are the ones who become coaches. And that's how you like get to Emerald. That's how you get to Diamond. Like that's how your business grows as a leader, is by you having your own people have their own people. So it's that community aspect. Yeah, lean into where you feel the most joy. And that could be a social media platform, what you focus on, etc. Your fitness, nutrition, mental health, specific programs, your season of life, etc. So you're going to find your people that way. And lastly here, I think maybe I might have another one, but Diamond comes from confidence. So you can say all you want, I'm going to hit Diamond this month, I'm going to hit Diamond next month, I'm going to hit Diamond this year, but you have to believe it. Like you have to be confident that you are already a Diamond coach to become a Diamond coach, if that makes sense. You're paying it forward to other people. You're building belief in other people. Like in order to become a Diamond leader, you have to already believe that you're a leader. So lean into your people, and like you have to make them believe it now. So even if you're not totally confident, fake it and you'll become it, and then pour that belief into your team. And you have to invite to the coaching opportunity, which I know is super scary, but it's not when you have a really good community and you have girls logging their workout in your app every day. Those are your coaches. And it can start as simple as, hey, Shannon, I see you popping into our app every day and you're rocking it. I have a quick favor actually to ask you. Really random, but like on Mondays, would you want to make a post that relates to your journey? Because I really think it would inspire other people to hear from someone else besides me. So you're kind of like delegating a little bit, but you're giving them an opportunity to rise and to like wear the coach shoes without being a coach yet. And then that can lead to another conversation of like, hey, like you're killing these posts. Like, have you ever thought about actually joining our coach team and doing this with me? and using those words of like, with me, because no one wants to coach on their own, especially newbie coaches. But if you're like, hey, do this with me, like actually, that'd be kind of cool. Here's a video you can watch, or whatever you do for new coaches. But I find anyways, that all my Rockstar coaches were challengers first. So I know it's like not like the short-term game, it's a long-term game, but pour into your people and then they'll rise up, and yeah, you'll have new coaches that way who are just as passionate as you are about everything Beachbody. Diamond is a love in the products. So you're only going to get people signed up as a discount coach. So right now, if you're aiming for Emerald or something, or your coaches are aiming for Emerald because you want to be a Diamond, you have to get your people confident in signing people up as a discount coach, which I know is changing in the future very shortly, but they have to be confident of being like, hey, I'm going to sign you up as a coach right now because it's actually going to save you 25% off and zero worries. Like if you're not going to use it, we can cancel it. Have your own confidence feel about why you're doing that. But help your team do that so that they can sign up their mom, their best friend as a coach as well. And then they hit Emerald, you hit Diamond kind of thing. But you have to be confident with signing people up with a discount, which you should be, because honestly, more people get mad at me because they were charged full price initially than like, I got charged again with a discount, you know? Okay, getting people results. That's another huge one. Again, leaning into your community. It's a ripple effect. At this point, probably every month, some of my Success Club points just come from friends of friends. And I try, like, I'm like, you should sign them up. And then like, I will obviously if they're not going to, but again, building that community, leading by example. So you are going to do your very best as a coach if you show your coaches what you're doing as a coach, if that makes sense. So if I go on a huge invite like role and I just sent out a bunch of invites, probably 9 out of 10 of the time, I'll be like, hey, and I'll put it in our Facebook page or in our like chat pod or something. I'll be like, here's the invite I've just sent out. And I give it to them. They don't have to use it, but they can get inspired by it and be like, ooh, I can do that too and change it up or whatever. If I'm running a coach, like a sneak peek into coaching or something like that, I never run it by myself. Like I will message my girls and be like, hey, here this is, who wants to do it with me? Like, what should I put in here? Like I'm always taking their input and they watch me work, if that makes sense. Power hours, if I'm gonna work after work is what I call it. I'll normally message Shanique because I know we have the same work hours. And they'll be like, hey, I'm working after work, and then we'll talk about what we're doing. But you have to like lead by example and have an open door, like invite them to work with you as much as possible. And the last one, oh, I can't remember, or I can't see. Yeah, anyways, talk about coaching so that there's no mystery to it. It's a lot easier. Again, your challengers, when you invite them to coaching, it's a lot easier if they already know what you do. That's why it's really helpful if they are really good at recipes and stuff. Be like, hey, again, every Tuesday when I post one of your recipes in here, like let them kind of know what coaching is. And this can be on your social media as well. Talk on your social media about what you do as a coach, but you're going to get a lot less resistance if they already know kind of what it is. And same when you're trying to hit Success Club every month. How much easier is it to get people to say yes to join a boot camp when you've been talking about it on your stories? The only way I invite is if I've already been talking about it on my story that day. If I didn't talk about a challenge group on my story or like talk about whatever, then I can't invite. Because the first thing they do is go creep your story. Because I always start my invites with like, hey, I don't know if you saw on my story today, but anyways, so same with coaching. You have to talk about it, share about it, or else people don't know what it is and it's too abstract and weird and they're going to say no. Okay. And just tangible tips and tricks really quickly. Diamond is helping as many people as you can change their life. So if you go into, I am a coach and my goal isn't to hit Success Club 6 or Success Club 5. My goal isn't to hit Diamond rank or hit Emerald. If you go into this business with the mindset of, I just want to help as many people as I can get started and change their life, it's going to make it a lot easier for you. You're not going to be thinking with a scarcity mindset. You're not going to be thinking about deadlines. You're not going to be thinking about numbers. You're not going to think about people's numbers. We don't want to think about people's numbers. If you change your mindset to, I want to think about helping as many people as I can, it's like, poof, it all opens up for you. And you start doing the actions to get there without thinking about all that businessy stuff. Some people are numbers people. I like to avoid it because then I get in my head and people can like sense that urgency. Because there was a difference when I first started coaching. It was like, again, I would word vomit all over people because I was scared if they didn't know all the information that they'd stop wanting more info or stop being interested or something. If someone messaged me, I'd have to message them back instantly because again, I was afraid they were going to disappear. But again, this just brings on that more abundance mindset. Have a kick-ass challenge group, boot camp, whatever you want to call it, but you have to stay connected to the people who sign up with you. And it's totally normal for people to disappear. So you might sign someone up as a coach or as a challenger, boot camper, client, whatever you want to call them, who you think the world of, and you're like, they're going to be amazing, again, as a coach or as a challenger, but you can't want it for them. You're going to have people that ghost and leave, and that just happens. But I write down everyone's name, and again, I'm very paper pencil, I just have a scribbler, but I write down everyone's name of people who have signed up with me. And I do go back, and even now I'll still message just to reach out to people from 2018, people from 2017, just to say hi sometimes. Because I still want to maintain that connection, even if they weren't ready when they signed up. And don't do that often. Just if you're like, what should I do today? Maybe I'll reach out to people. It's been a while. That's fine. Watch and encourage the ones who show the F up and get it done. So again, the ones who are showing up either as a coach or a challenger, those are the people that will make amazing coaches and that you should put your energy into. So still check in with the other people, like people that aren't quite as invested, but really focus your time on the ones who are. And something else I like to do is just randomly send them a card in the mail. So if you have a challenger who's just rocking it, I'll just find their address and send them I'll look at their orders because I have packets of all the energized flavors. And if they're a lemon person, I might be like sending them a fruit punch just to be like, hey girl, like you've been rocking it, just so you know. And I've actually invited to coaching in cards before too. And I was like, if you ever want to coach with me, winky face. However you want to do it, but people really appreciate mail. So I recognize I recommend recognizing your people with like actual mail because it's just fun. Who doesn't like to receive some mail? And then they feel special and you feel good and they feel good and it's awesome. Don't be afraid to invite your challengers to coach with you, which I've already said, use that as your words. Be there to answer questions and just keep it super, super simple. People ask as well, like, if you sign up a new coach, what do you do? I just message with them. That's it. I don't have any crazy training. Like we have a new coach training that I say, feel free to work through this on your own, which we all have as a part of this group. But for the most part, it's me messaging them like, hey, where are you in the training? Like, have you want to make a post yet? Like, what program are you doing? It all depends on where they are. Your conversations can be very tailored to the individual, but that's how I do it. I don't have scripts that I send out to my new coaches. I just talk to them like a human and ask where they're at and how I can help and encourage them to move forward in go on your story today, talk on your story, or, hey, have you invited your best friend yet? Do you have a sister? Like maybe reach out to her first and be like, hey, let's do this. Let's get up Shaun T program together. Like, it's very individualized, and which I kind of said at the bottom there too, have them invite friends and family. Okay. So if you kept it super simple and just did 3 things. So of all the things I said, if you did 3 things to try to, again, just move the needle in your own way forward with your business, it would be to show versus tell what coaching is about. And that's with your coaches that you have, as well as just on social media and your challengers. Like just be more transparent about coaching in general. Number 2, ask your kick-ass challengers if they have friends or family that would want to join them. And again, have them sign them up with a discount. You can talk about, I don't know when it ends actually. I was gonna say the BFF promo code, but it might be pushing it for that. Dive into the community. So get onto team calls, guided power hours, your own challengers and coaches. like host calls, this is where that confidence is going to come from. The more that you lean into the community and you learn, the more confident you're going to be that you can do this, because this is a business for every single one of you. There is no one that like couldn't make this work. I'll never forget my first summit. I like looked around and I was amazed at how like I saw coaches of all ages, of like so much diversity. It was like in every way possible. And I was like, this is so cool. There isn't like one mold, you guys. How you are, like you right now, that is your superpower. You just have to lean into it and really tap into everything that you have to give to someone else. Because again, someone is where you are right now and they're watching you and they're like, okay, how is she going to do this? Because me and her are kind of alike, and if she can do it, I can do it. So you have to keep that in mind too. And let them watch you grow and fail and do the things. It's totally fun. We all start by trying it, failing it, throwing our phone against the wall and be like, oh, never again, and then coming back the next day. So that's normal as well. Diamond is only helping 2 people help 2 people, as a side note. Okay, I'm gonna read my chat now because I tried so hard. Oh, 8:26, I did it. I was nervous that I would go under or over. And honestly, you guys, feel free to just unmute, because by the time I look at some of this, I'm not the fastest. And you can unmute and ask questions or say whatever you would like to say. That would be appreciated too. Okay. I love everyone shouting out my girls. They're so awesome. Love the Snapchat idea. Yep. Currently reading Built to Last. That's a really good book. I have it in front of me as well. So if you guys, this was actually like it'll hit home with exactly what we do. So that is a good, oh, best book. And guess what? He's our guest speaker next week. Sweet. That's awesome. All right. Perfect. All right. So no questions, no comments, no anything else. Oh, thanks, Morgan. Okay, well, hopefully there's some tidbits there that you can take away with your team. And again, hopefully it inspires you a little bit to not get too down on yourself if you haven't hit Diamond yet, because again, the road is so different for all of you. Consistency, you guys. It's just time plus consistency, and you'll get there. Okay, well, I'm gonna stop recording, and then our Diamonds and Above coaches can hop onto the other link. I'm just trying to figure out how to do that. All right, well, thank you all very much, and have a good night.